Wow, the eye today. Star Hunter, thank you so much, guys. I'm off to send a link to my brother. And we'll stay on for about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll talk about a whole bunch of things. And then I'll come back and check the feed. At the same time, I'm going to try to open the feed. Anyways, I'll do all this at the same time. I'm going to email my brother for the first time. I don't know, what was it? I wrote it down. I'd have to check it. There we go. Link. Oh boy. The eye. Oh boy. Lights are bright tonight. And it doesn't work. It works. There we go. Because you have to be live. Some guy calling me an asshole. Email. Thank you. There we go. So how's everyone doing this evening? So nice to see you all in the house, taking the time to stop on by. Hey, Lisa B, I replied to you. I hope you saw my email. Bruce talked a little quick about the Bible. I got my own Bible here. I got nothing against the Bibles, but it's the secrets that they're holding from us. And I believe there's lies in it. I believe that people integrated, and the translations were changed and stuff. But no, I read and I studied in theology. I did a lot of studying myself, but not necessarily about Bible, about common sense. Because a lot of us stay stuck on terms, right? When you're studying something, everyone uses terms. But without the terms of the Bible, defending the Bible sometimes is very hard. Kermit in the house. Neuroofficial. Elias. Hello, guys. Yes, Kazoo's uncle will be in this evening. That's a good one. Absolutely. Super Dave 44. How's it going, brother? Nice to see you, man. Have my brother on tonight, Super Dave. Lisa Eckerly in the house. Thank you so much, Lisa. Lisa B. Hey, Casa Nostra, how's it going, man? Who's on the moon? Mr. Christopher Rollins in the house. Dudes and dudettes, yep. SETI 079, how's it going? Why is it I see the moon at 1 p.m. isn't supposed to be on the other side of the world? Well, it always changes during the moon phase. It goes up and it lasts a lot longer or less longer. There's the perigee, the apogee, depending on the distance. Sometimes we see both the sun and the moon at the same time in the sky. That always trips me out, like 2 days ago. And that's, so they say, because of the angle of Earth, the tilt, and that we see it that way. But I don't know. But I asked the same question, SETI, with you when I hope that email was the right one. I always ask myself questions when I'm looking at the eclipse or when I'm looking at the sun and then the moon at the same time in the sky. When you look visually in front of you, it doesn't sound or look or arrive with what they're saying. Most of the time, I find the visual. That's why they explained there's a whole bunch of illusions, supposedly. Casa Nostra, how's it going? I would have liked to have started at 8 o'clock, though, so that we could have getting off, because I got to talk to my team. That's for sure. Thanks for the questions, you guys. Michelle House in the house. Karen 18. Thanks, Karen 18. Leah. Thanks again, Casa Nostra. Hey, thanks, Leah. Yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah, because Jason and I have always had good conversations about entities, I guess you can call it. Because when I was young, I had a lot of spiritual encounters and it changed my life. So when I talk to someone that's talking about religion, what I saw is what I saw, and what I feel is what I feel. And I believe I have a hard time using the Bible for truth. I use it as not a guide, but as a tool to understand either about the future. I still know not a lot about that book. It was, don't forget, it was interpretations by the apostles, right? And everything. And we can't rule out that if anything was changed in the book. So instead of changing the word of God, they weren't allowed to do, what they did is it just quite simply hid parts of the truth, is what I believe. Matt, because if I talk to you about who I think's on the moon without, like I've always done, without using the Anunnaki theory, without using the Sumerian theories and the Perusians and everything, well, then we'd have to use, try to find out who's up there. And honestly, if God created everything in the universe, and he did, so they say in the book, he created everything above and below the firmament. There's over 32 different versions of that same passage. Some say it's a canopy. Some say, now the new version is that the vault, God opened up a vault and let the water come out below, and the waters are over the heavens. And some people say, no, the water's over the firmament, but under the heaven. We fight about the silliest bloody things. All I know is that whoever created us, everyone that's religious is always telling me that God is the Alpha and the Omega. Okay, so the end. He created everything in the universe, quite simply. You call them aliens, we call them demons. There's nothing telling us it's Nephilims. There's nothing telling us it's demons or angels. There's nothing telling me that it's aliens, right? But based on everything in common sense, it would have to be, because they say there's no humans outside of Earth. This is another one. Let me scroll down here to see if he's maybe in the chat room. Oh, well. Age Nost. Hello. Thanks, you guys. Thanks again, Star Hunter, and everyone for coming in. Yeah, it will be, might be. The Wumblecraft. Bruce. Keep it real. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey, it's Highness in the house. Thank you very much, sir. How's it going, Pierre? Hello. Hey, thank you very much. We got people coming in from all around the world. That's always a great pleasure. Always a great pleasure. Having a little eye issue this evening. Allergies always present. I tried making videos last night, but the cold. Hey, man, I hear you. It's an incredible contrast from like 20 degrees, and then it jumped down to like minus degrees. It's a bit radical, I think. How's it going, Julie Stats? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. As always. Darla Lama is in the house. And like I said, there's no rush. If he comes on, he comes on. If not, he might be busy. He'll come on the next time, but it's on. The date is on. The heat is on. Oh, did you? Absolutely. I promise I will, Super Dave. I'll be watching for your streams, brother. Sunday, the first stream, I'm up pretty early too, so I'll be checking. I promise to be there, man. I'll tell you a hello when I get there. Sorry to hear about that, brother. I promise to be there, man. Really is, Matt. I'll tell you what, disclosure, like I said to the first stream, it's definitely happening. It's definitely happening with the military. So they're going to disclose to higher officials in the military now the transparency that they have to try to be more transparent for foreign nationals, because Japan just joined the GATE projects. It's all around. So that's something that there's intelligence that's going to have to be shared between Japan and the US. Wouldn't it have been a lot more simple for us not to fight and to find a solution not to fight, and then happily go to space, to encourage children in school to want to become real astronauts, to do real research and not just be an actor. There's a lot of sports that's being played that people have been watching all their lives, and it's not all real. Some sports are fake, and wouldn't even dare mention them. Get a bunch of guys really pissed off, but it's not only wrestling that's fake. It's all about the money, I guess. It's about putting a show on, like the Truman Show. That really does make sense when you think of it. Sammy M, thank you very much. Thanks, man. Yeah, did you get a good laugh at that, you guys? I hope you guys got a good laugh at the video. It was supposed to be funny. It wasn't supposed to be professional. But I had some good fun. I'm not going to tell you what I had to do to get Kazoo to move a little bit, but it wasn't easy. Moving him around. It was absolutely fun, though. It was supposed to be a short clip of 10 seconds, but I had to do it 3 minutes. That's the kid in me. Thanks, Star Hunter. Canada in the house. Gonna watch later. Absolutely. Hey, have a nice evening. Dinner with Dad tonight. Hey, you guys have an incredible dinner. Hi to your dad, Canada. Thank you very much. Have a good stream, Bruce, Jason, and all. Thanks, and I'll check it out later, man. Get a glimpse of my brother. Absolutely. My pleasure. Well, Jason is here right now. He's going to be hearing me. He's going to give me a hand sign if he is ready. 10-4. Let's have him on. I'm going to add you to the stream, brother. Add to stream. How's your audio?
Good. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Awesome, man. Perfect.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. Like in my head, I was like, I'm going to give you 10, 15 minutes, to start the live stream, but didn't realize you.
Yeah, well, no, it's all good. The link, I can't send it out until I start the stream. And once I start the stream, I'm able to send the link out. First of all, everybody, that's Jason Swartz. We have Bruce and Jason Swartz here at the same time. Double the energy. So be very careful about that. And Jason, I told everyone they have to be careful because we got double the Swartz energy here tonight, And so, Jason, tell us about how you became a skinhead.
A skinhead?
I said, should I start the interview with stressing him out? And
actually, do you remember how you shaved your head first? Do you remember?
Yeah,
you're the one that shaved your head.
Yeah,
and then I shaved your head.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, exactly. But when I saw what I looked like in the mirror after I grew it back.
Yeah, well, there's some people that they don't have the head or something for it. Some people don't.
I didn't. I had a cancer head. I looked like I had leukemia when I shaved my head.
No, I had a horrible hair throughout school. I think I didn't have a girlfriend until I stopped letting my mom cut my hair. No,
I think I didn't have a girlfriend until I grew my hair back.
I don't know. Looking back at my hair, it always looked like a mushroom cap or something. It didn't look right, So
that's it. Well, that's it. We have all different heads. Some people have hat heads. Some people have other type of alien heads.
And then when I finally tried to grow it back, then I noticed I was all thinning out here. which I really didn't care
Oh
because
yeah,
I've been.
you thin it a bit, but you look not too bad though. I mean, maybe it's a receding. It's doing the V first. I call it the Star Trek. Yeah, yeah,
It's here.
yeah.
This is thin.
Yeah,
So
yeah, me too. I got the Star Trek first. It was like a V, and then the Star Trek's ship starts receding back.
yeah.
But I'm still good.
Don't try and do the comb over there. When you
No, I
guys.
don't have to yet. I still have some, but it's just like I'm starting to look like Dumb and Dumber, Jim Carrey's hair. Like it's
Yeah,
just straight, but it ends sort of like too high. So
yeah,
I'm very careful with my hair, with what I do. But I'm gonna when in my older days, I'm gonna be like Leonardo da Vinci. I'm gonna have this massive head of hair, but nothing
yeah.
on top. I'll just have a small hat, and then I'll have the
Wear it with pride. Hey,
yeah,
just one question. I use
Peter
StreamYard also,
Peter
and
Hyde. Thank you very much, Peter Hyde. Go ahead, Jason. Sorry, man.
no, it's okay. I use StreamYard too. Now, it says on the bottom of me present. Does that mean that maybe I can present stuff at the same time and you also?
Oh, like right now on StreamYard, if you have functions, you can go ahead and try. You got nothing to
Do you
lose.
mind if I just try?
No. Take your time, man. We're here to talk. No problem, man.
Present, share screen.
Jason, real quickly,
Yeah,
I have a monetized channel. You can't
yeah,
post anyone talking, any
no
channel.
problem.
You got to be careful. Like we can go to images or Wikipedia, but be
Yeah.
careful if you show any copyright or songs or
No, no,
anything.
I won't. The only thing I would maybe share are my PowerPoint presentations, just so I
Yeah,
pop quotes and stuff. If I
anything
would,
of yours, of course. Anything
no,
of yours, absolutely.
I'm just curious if I share screen like that.
Yeah, you keep looking, man. I'm going down the comments here. Matt, Super Dave, everyone here. I'll be there Sunday, Super Dave.
I won't play it, but no, I don't think it works.
Thanks, Galactic.
Yeah,
See
I
how
don't think
long it
I
took
don't
me?
think it works.
No,
Maybe it does because
and
it says here stop sharing. Like
it could be because of mine. Because in reality, I pay StreamYard and I pay to do certain things. It's almost
yeah,
$40 a month for me just to be able to come on like this.
40.
Uh,
Wow.
Yeah, every month.
I have like the basic package. Like I paid for it also now
Yeah.
because
I have the green screen. I don't know if you can use that.
I don't.
I have a green screen and back. You do by me. Yeah, exactly. You get an image up behind you, but aside from that, there's not much more. Peter Hyde, thanks again, man, for the contributions. Thanks for listening in, everyone. I'm talking with my brother Jason Swartz today. It's an easy peasy, relaxing stream. We'll have time.
You just did the stream, didn't you?
Yeah, at 1 o'clock, almost 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
Every Friday.
I just did a 2-hour stream. I finished like at 7.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you get any people?
Yeah, there's a couple of your minions. You must have been talking about my channel on your live stream because a couple of them.
Yeah, you're on the last link. You're on the last link of the live stream.
Thank you very much for that. I think,
yeah, man. I'll be doing it here too after this one. I'll be putting your link up.
I'm not sure how many subscribers already I get.
How many do you have now? I know you're at what 460 or something this morning. Aleaus Valhatla. Merci beaucoup. There's another guy that's going to be going to your channel. Aleaus, merci mon frère.
Yeah, I saw him even not just yesterday, the day before.
Oh yeah, well, Aleaus is a hell of a good guy. We have a lot of fun. He has a channel. He streams. He's French.
Check this channel too. Yeah,
he's French, but he speaks very good English, and all the English people from here go over there. So he's always speaking in English most of the time.
I saw him yesterday. Yeah, I have 11 subscribers more already because I was at 460 and now I'm at 471.
That's awesome. And like I said, I'm not, I didn't force anyone. I'm putting a link there. You're my brother. People want to head over and encourage you and support you. Give you
I'll just like tell you like your viewers kind of like what my channel is,
Go right ahead. You want to do it now? Want to start a bit about what you're doing or what's coming?
Yeah, I guess I can. So I started my channel 4 years ago, and I called it Fast Keto Prime. So it was primarily I had started the ketogenic diet like 5 years ago. It was like a big fad. I started the ketogenic diet. I lost like 40 pounds quite rapidly. And other health benefits, and most of the people that were doing the ketogenic diet were were also implementing intermittent fasting. So a lot of my videos, especially because I felt like that I had to like justify every word that came out of my mouth. So I was using KindMaster. It was just like on my phone. All my videos were done on the phone, and I worked really hard. Like, to have a 30-minute, it took a long time, but I mean, there was huge ketogenic diet, million subscriber stuff. So I didn't get really much views on it, and definitely had some vegan bashing videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't agree at all with veganism, like complete plant-based stuff. So a lot of videos are kind of like debunking that aspect. And then after the viral issue happened for the last 2 years, I don't want to even say the word.
Yeah.
And I jumped on. I got another channel that was my work channel, because
Right.
story therapist, work in ICU, and there's a new technology that was electrical impedance tomography. So I started doing videos of that, because it's not even available in the United States. And so I kind of just concentrated on building that channel. I just left the ketogenic channel for like literally 2 years. I was surprised to see it. There was actually some subscribers. Then after, I wanted to talk about other topics. So I called it Age of Deception. But those keywords, you could not find the channel at all, because there's too much big channels with those keywords. So it was like, I couldn't even find my channel. So finally,
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big topic, and a lot of people. Yeah, I get it.
No, that's it. So so anyways, I just called it Jason Swartz. That was taken. So then I was like Jason John Swartz.
Bruce Swartz was taken too, and I tried to make a bit.
If that wouldn't have worked, I would have put my address and phone number added to But yeah, it worked, Jason John Swartz. So now I'll still be talking about diet, ketogenic diets, intermittent fasting, but I'm going to incorporate more also my Christian faith. Come to Christianity, last 3 years. Before that, I as like studied everything and anything I could get my hand on. So I want to be open-minded, even if I'm Christian. So I'm collaborating with OTW News. He's actually on there. That's Patrick. He had to change it used to be Out of This World, a nice, cool name. Could not find his channel, so now he made OTW News and stuff like that. So we've our first live stream, you ended up coming on. It was like really interesting. There was like heated debates and stuff. In fact, I think you were the only guy that kept things a little bit cool, And
I added some heat too. Thanks for being so polite.
You were kind of the middle guy, agreeing with JD about a gear. I'm gonna have to agree with Pat, and it's like everybody else is out there.
And it was true though; they all had good points. Like everyone was having good points, but then JD, at one point JD says, "No, you see, ask Bruce. He agrees with me." I said, "No, not that." And he went like,
Well, if you go on Garland Farms, he's actually done at least 2 videos, kind of edited parts where you're on it, Patrick's on it too, and stuff like that. So like me and Patrick said, like we talked after, and there was no hard feelings or anything. Like he was really going to like after traditional Christianity hardcore. And I had invited him on there to talk about syncretism. I didn't look it up, and so I was caught off guard. It was my first live stream.
Hey, synchronicity. Okay. David Icke, Alex Jones talked about him 2 days ago in a video called Synchronicity. I didn't listen to it just because of what was going on with Pat and everything. I said, fuck that. I didn't want to know about it.
So anyways, that live stream was quite successful. It was my first live stream. Pat came at me pretty hard against Christianity, and like I was more in like from a Christian perspective. Like I didn't want to claim absolutes and stuff like that, but that made a couple more videos. We've talked together. Me and Patrick, we want to collaborate together. but probably not on religion and diet, because we're diametrically opposite. But like, culture, like World Economic Forum, all that crap that's going on. I think that like
Did
a
you
lot of
see the
people.
stats? Did you see the stats? The message, sorry, Jason,
Go ahead.
underneath the message there. Did you see her on your channel yet?
Yeah, just today, a few hours ago. Yeah,
Well, that's definitely one of my besties. She's always here. Very big support to the channel, like everyone else that's here.
yeah,
A whole bunch of people here exposing
yeah,
fakes in the house. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for coming in. OTW News. OTW News is in the house. Hey,
yeah.
Pat. There's Pat himself.
Yep.
So Bruce is all brother Jason's link. So yeah, we're sharing out your link too, Jason. Some of the mods and some people will
Sure.
interact with you on your channel for sure.
All right, I'll try and
And
get that.
if you guys don't know what's going to come on his channel, because if you go there now, the keto diet and the Christian point of view, everything that he goes into will go intense. And now he's looking at a bunch of interesting things now. So he'll be bringing more new.
Like, I really want to mix it up, basically. I don't want to like stay on one topic. I just want to, whatever interests me, and just mix it up, and not have it, just one topic per se. I'm just gonna go. But I definitely like. We can talk about the Book of Enoch. That's kind of like one thing that I think we off camera.
My community is very interested in it, and you don't have to be into religion to talk about it, because it's much related to my research too, seeing objects in space, on the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Entity, demons, ghosts, goblins, whatever you want to call it. There is definitely something up there, and there's a lot of books that were omitted. Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jason, Enoch
Mhm.
is definitely one that I don't think the churches really talk much about it, do they? Am I wrong?
Well, the only Christian denomination that has it in their Bible is the Ethiopian Bible.
Mhm.
All Christian scholars, even within seminary, they don't consider it heretical.
Right.
They do use it. It was actually quoted in the Book of Jude. They know about when it was written. It was like an intertestamental, so between the Old Testament and the New Testament. So it was literature that the culture was aware of. It wasn't put into the Jewish scriptures just because I think the language that it was written in, there was no evidence of any it being written Aramaic or Hebrew or something like that. And then because the Jewish scriptures don't accept it, Christians don't accept it as inspired. But where I learned the most about it is Michael Heiser. Mike, if you punch in Michael Heiser, the Unseen Realm, or the first Book of Enoch, there's tons of information. That's basically a credible source that is not just some off the beaten path of Christianity. He's a well-respected scholar, teaches in seminary and stuff like that. So it's basic. Yeah, go ahead.
No, didn't want to cut you off, but are humans advanced enough to be traveling through space? Like, in reality, I know you're looking at a lot of things, and
Yeah.
you know that not everybody is deep into space research, but right now, real quick, is that they're trying to develop a way to have a radiation suit against radiation for them to go to the moon. They're trying, there's a lot of things that they're trying to find out about the atmosphere around the moon now, that leads me to believe that maybe we didn't. There's a lot of talk in the scientific community online here on YouTube that they didn't go to the moon, possibly that there could have been a created in a studio. Lisa Eckerly, thank you.
Yeah.
She says the Book of Enoch, the church avoids it all at all costs. So on her end, that's Lisa Eckerly says. She.
Well, see, if I go to church, right? If I bring that up to my pastor,
Right.
probably going to be blown off. But the issue is that now we have social media, we have YouTube. For sure, there's tons of garbage in there, but with the discerning eye, you can get it. So a lot of probably mainstream churches don't necessarily preach it, but scholars, Christian scholars, seminary, people that write books, Dr. Michael Heiser, he's like a PhD in Semitic languages. So more the, the PhD type of people that write peer-reviewed studies and stuff like that. In peer-reviewed studies, they're more open-minded, right?
Right.
So
Right.
Michael Heiser isn't claiming and the other thing is that the Book of Enoch doesn't say anything that's actually contrary to what we would consider canon. It just adds to Genesis 6. So when you look at Genesis 6, you have this odd verse that says, when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, the sons of God descended onto the daughters of man and bore children, the great men of renown. And then after they talk about the Nephilim. Now, the Nephilim, coming from the Hebrew word nephal, the fallen, okay? The Nephilim are the offspring of angels descending, okay, and mating.
Yeah, they had
with,
sex with humans. Yep. Yeah, I know all
so
about
if
it. Yep.
people think that the Bible's crazy, they have not seen anything yet. Now, the problem that I criticized the Bible with was, okay, like what kind of God? Like he creates the earth, then he floods it. Like that's stupid.
Exactly. There's pieces missing, but quite simply, when I say exactly, not that I don't believe in them, it's that there's a lot of pieces missing. So you have to do research like you're doing to try to understand something. If not,
That's
it's
it.
absolutely impossible to be able to
So
understand it.
the first book of Enoch explains that these offspring are giants. Now we always hear about David and Goliath in the Bible, but we don't realize that there's like well over 40 passages. All of the tribes that the Israelites after the flood are going and ruthlessly attacking the Rephaim, the Zenzumim, the Anakim. All of these, you look at them. They're all descendants of the Nephilim. So in the, and I'm not saying like, I'm talking about the narrative of Christianity. Just, not even trying to say this is real, guys. I'm saying that if we're looking at literally as literature, okay, where people would criticize the storyline of Judeo-Christianity, saying the flood doesn't make sense. Why are they attacking that? When you put on the Enochian lens and look through the lens of the Book of Enoch, what you end up seeing is that in the Book of Enoch, they're explaining that these giants corrupted genetically everything. So then the first prophecy, if you don't mind, I'm going to pop up just for me because I did a presentation just with.
You reference on your page, like Google, anything you want to view, use it as a tool.
So in Genesis 3:15, it says right away once the Nakash, the serpent, deceived Adam and Eve, and now they leave this paradise. Death enters the world. All of creation falls with it. Genesis 3:15, right away, the prophecy is, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It will bruise thy heel, and thou shalt bruise the head, and that shall bruise the heel. So right away, we're talking about a seed war. We're talking about literally, sperm and egg here. So right away, you see that this is a underlying theme from Genesis to Revelation, a genetic warfare. Now, what's interesting right away, when we start talking about alien encounters, often there's people that are abducted. Then after these aliens are showing them, this is actually your child. There's accounts that they showed me during the abduction that this was my child and it's half alien. So it seems like if these aliens are extra intelligent beings, it seems like they're very obsessed about genetics, about reproduction, and this fits really well with the Christian theme, especially when you add Enoch to the bunch. Now, I already said Genesis 6. It came to pass when they multiplied on the face of the earth. I just said that one. Genesis 6, verse 4 says, there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children unto them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Now, what again? All of a sudden, once you start peering through Enoch, you're like, those Greek mythologies about Zeus coming down. Actually, he has a serpent tail when he comes down. He sleeps with humans. Now you have demigods. So even looking throughout multiple cultures, there's perhaps a seed of reality that dispersed this mythology, because people weren't stupid back then either. And blowing them off as being stupid is stupid.
They say the Neanderthals, they're talking about it now. They're far more advanced than they said, and this is just coming out now. They had combs, clothing. They didn't drag their wives by their hair because men knew a long time ago not to do that.
Yeah,
that was a little joke. I added that one in. But
if you go to Trey Smith, God in a Nutshell, this guy is a blast. And he has DVD collections, but most of them, he has 2-3 hour videos that he presents. What was it that you just said? Because it jogged my memory. I wanted to talk about it. I just forgot what you were saying.
Oh shit! What the hell were we talking about? I don't.
I forget. No, it'll come back once we're not thinking. But another guy that's really interesting goes into Enoch and all those things is Trey Smith. But write God in a Nutshell, or else you're going to get Will Smith's.
I know Trey. I know Trey Smith. Yeah. I've heard of some of.
He's a blast.
So Kassar says he's not a Kassar. He's a good supporter, and he's gone. Okay. The 5G. Do you know anything about the 5G? Have you hear about any of the 5G? The effects of the 5G on the body, in the blood, the oxygen levels in the blood. Do you?
I pretty much heard exactly what you just said. Like
but controlling it, like nanoparticulates and stuff. We got to be careful because I don't want to get another medical strike. But what they're putting into during the V's and everything. That a lot of people, in other words, a theory, David Icke and stuff. OTW knows David Icke. Yeah. You must know David Icke, OTW, if he's talking about synchronicity, because he's talking about it, man. Synchronicity, OTW, if you want to know, David Icke was talking about it. But he mentions that exactly what's going on with the 5G.
Yeah.
He was barred by the UK, but like Kassar is saying, wondering, I wonder, there it is. I wonder it's been 2 weeks. I'm in the woods and I have a ringing in my ears. Wonder if the 5G is in overtime. Our mother had a problem with the ringing in the ears. I've had problems with ringing in my ears. A lot of people know about tinnitus, but I don't necessarily think that's what it is, because there's a lot of theories out there that say that aliens are in charge of the world here, that they live inside the world, but you were talking about Nephilim and all that. Anunnaki and everything. It could be that, and all. I mean, we're fornicating at the same time. Angels, demons. So how many races and stuff would have come from that? So that's why we're all confused. We're looking at each other. We're all confused at who's who and what's what. But in general, that I really don't think that the people that are on the moon would be only human. And I don't know if you doesn't mean that you believe it exactly, but you were mentioning a possibility, if I'm not mistaken, I want to put words in your mouth, that it could be demons, right?
Like for sure. Like I'm always, that's like what I can present that is, again, a Christian perspective.
Yeah. Your perspective on what you research about the Bible.
You know what I mean? What if aliens are right? Because I've read articles where it says like, oh yeah, if there was alien disclosures, if aliens would show up, it would completely level Christianity. And I don't think it's true, because look, I've seen Ancient Astronaut Theory, like the whole series, and I'm like, no, I don't think they're aliens. It's just a slight difference. Instead of saying, oh, maybe they're intergalactic, maybe they're extraterrestrial, maybe they're interdimensional. And if we're talking about beings that are interdimensional, that just fits right in with spirituality, with Christianity. especially because like I have seen your videos and I've seen, you know, the lights and stuff like that. That is exactly
And I
why.
have videos, particularly, bro, showing the lights leaving and touching the surface with smokes leaving the
No, I know,
surface
I've
there.
seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No,
Hey,
exactly.
you know how many subscribers I'm at?
90,000 or just below 90 the last time I checked.
96. I'm 300 away from 96, bro. I
Wow.
was I was at 90. I was at 90,000 in 2020.
Okay, wow. You're
Yeah.
really
So
you're
in
crazy
other
on it.
words, no, I'm saying that because the people that watch my channel, a shitload watch. Not a lot of people comment. A lot of people are reserved.
Yeah.
Comments here, I get about 100 comments a video, man. There's
Hmm.
200 when I respond, which is not a lot. 100 comments is not a lot, even for 2,000 views on the video. But you'll get a
No,
lot
no.
of people that are interested in some of the things that you're looking in, and you'll definitely get some people probably wanting to head over to your channel for sure.
Well, that'd be great. Like I said, like I'm gonna be talking about a wide variety of things. One of the things that would tie in with the images that you're seeing. First of all, the first book of Enoch. Uh, it's basically a couple of chapters that are relevant. After
Yeah,
there's the parables. It's apocalyptic.
that's what I saw too. Yeah.
It's very small amount, you know, like,
Yeah,
and
but
it
it's
really.
a nice couple of pages that tell you everything you want to know. For me, that's what I saw.
And
The
that's
missing.
why Christian scholars use it, because it just fills in a gap. It's like, okay, Genesis 6, now you have this intertestamental thing. We know when it was written. The apostle in Jude in the New Testament quotes it, and it's like they're like anybody else. They had books that they were aware of that they would cite and stuff like that. Most of the New Testament, a lot of these things are letters to each other. They didn't realize that this would be put into a library called the Bible
Absolutely.
either. You know,
Jason, Kugel Team channel says, I believe there's a creator, but I do not believe any man written books, Bible, or any written text, unless you switch the word God with the word alien, it makes a lot more sense. So a lot of me here, a couple of people, without us being right in theory, a lot
yeah,
of us integrate the alien and also the planet. Have you heard that, bro? Where some people are saying that the Bible refers to names of planets and galaxies and stars as compared to people. A lot there's a theory that it's an interesting theory. A lot of people talk about it. So like he's saying here, cool team. Unless you switch the word God with the word alien, he would find it would make more sense. But if God was, and this is theory, we're talking theory.
yeah.
If ever Christianity and Christians came to realize that there was in all religions that it was proven that God was an alien, would Christians be upset if it was done in a proper way? And me, it's not. I'm not. Do you understand?
Yeah,
I'm not saying God's an alien.
yeah,
I'm saying if ever it was proven, you could ask the same question opposite. But I'm curious as
yeah,
to how religious people would feel. They say that religious people would take their lives. And I have a hard time believing that. I would
yeah.
think their faith would make them understand
Well, look, if
because
you look at the Vatican, the Vatican isn't Christianity anymore. I'm not saying Catholics aren't Christians. I'm saying the institution, and I'm not saying Protestant institutions, denominations don't have their own corruption. Man is corrupt. We screw everything up. We screw the government system up. We screw the medical system. So obviously that what I'm saying is that if you go through the whole Bible, these aliens, they just fit as spiritual entities. Like, I think that all the Christians would just believe that these are either the fallen angels or that they're demonic. But where I get this is very interesting. If you look at chapter 10 of the first book of Enoch, it's talking about Noah. So again, it's nothing counter to what we consider canon, but it says in verse 3, and now instruct him that he may escape, and again, his seed may be preserved for all generations of the world. Now, again, if you look in Genesis 6:9, it says, these are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. So now if we have access to and it's free, Blue Letter Bible. So you Google Blue Letter Bible, you put in any verse, and then you go to tools, and what you'll have is interlinear, and it's the Strong Concordance. It's a database of every possible translation, the original Septuagint, the Masoretic text. And when I go to that Genesis thing where it says Noah was perfect in his generation,
that actually popped up for me when I was looking.
and I click on it, the Strong Concordance gives me the possible uses of that word. Now, in that word is generations, but there's also genealogies. So again, the reason that Noah, first of all, through Enoch, why did the flood happen? At least the narrative makes a lot more sense, that this is just like the seed of the serpent. This is a genetic underlying theme of genetic warfare between two opposing spiritual entities, Satan and God. Okay. And then after these, Noah, the only reason that he was taken isn't because he's a perfect person. That goes against scripture. Everyone falls short of the glory of God. He's perfect in his genealogies. It meant that all of the earth was almost completely corrupted, animals, everything. And that he took Noah, not because Noah was some more righteous than anybody. It's because his DNA wasn't tainted. And so that's really
right. Sorry, it was playing my eye. Jason, Atlantis. Could Atlantis? It's an interesting story. We talk about a lot of things that are both mythology, myths, fables, secret stories that are true, that people talked about, that were labeled as myths, but that are not myths. But in a lot of different cultures, even in ancient times, the story of Atlantis has been showed on walls and even depicted probably on the Egyptian pyramids. OBX Arms, thanks, bro. Another major contributor to the channel, says the sinking of Atlantis, this is one that he believes, the sinking of Atlantis, and you'll see a lot of theories here, man, is the same story as the flood. Noah was an Atlantean. What do you think of that? And again, like, there's no background. You're not reading nothing. Just
no, we're musing, and again, like, I'm not here to convince anybody of Christianity. What I'm here is to give an appropriate narrative of the story of it that is incomplete. So
it's your belief, yeah, absolutely.
But in Deuteronomy 32:8, it says, when the Most High gave to the nations their inheritance, when he divided mankind, he fixed the borders of the people according to the number of the sons of God. Now, this is a passage quoting to Babel. Now we're post-flood, okay, which I think the Tower of Babel is pretty much like CERN. It's a gateway. It's not literally a building.
Yes, it's falling again, eh? It's falling again. They're back up to the top level again, and they're doing it again. They're confused. So, we're confused. We're at that point where everyone's confused now, and it's going to crumble. That's exactly what's going to go on. So
what happens in Babel is God says, again, you guys are pulling your stuff. So what he does is he gives to the nations each a son of God. And I think that all of these different deities in all of these cultures all throughout time are just this, again, the fallen angels. These ones are not the fallen angels. The fallen angels that made it with the women, these guys are supposedly in Tartarus, which is in Greek mythology. It's the lowest center of Hades. So these angels, they're not flying around, okay, based on scripture. These guys are in a prison cell basically until judgment.
Right.
They'll be
a lot of questions coming in, man. He wants to ask Jason. Merci Aléaos, les contributions. $2 aussi, je l'ai vu. Merci mon frère. Thank you very much. I want to ask Jason if you read about the part of Mary Magdalene gospel and all the other apocryphal. Don't ever do that again. and
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
yeah,
think about it. Thank you, Swartz Brothers.
yeah,
So, Magdalene, whether it be true or not,
yeah,
there's a rumor, let's say, that she was also in the Last Supper image too, and that she was taken out,
yeah,
and that Jesus would have had a relationship, but also had,
yeah,
whether it be relationship or sister or daughter or something. I mean, you can, anything you
yeah.
know about that,
Well, I mean, like Dan Brown
or
came
that
out.
you heard
Dan
about? Yeah.
Brown came out with the novel too, which really popularized that. So again, I regret it. I got rid of all of my spiritual books when I became Christian, but I did have the Nagahami library, and it has all of the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel, all of these pseudepigraphas. Basically, the thing is that when Christianity first started, there was right away Gnosticism that started, and Gnosticism was really competing with what I would call right now the traditional.
Yeah, I read up a little bit about that
So
Gnosticism.
Gnosticism, again, kind of like New Age, instead of saying like enlightenment, they'll say Christ consciousness and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got rid of all mine. I should have. If,
God,
I should have given them at least all to Patrick. So Gnosticism again uses Christian terminology, but it states that Yahweh is actually evil and was trying to keep humanity stupid, and then that makes the serpent the good guy who's saying, you know what, God's trying to like keep you stupid from knowledge, and I'm going to give you the knowledge. And you see that the serpent in Judeo-Christianity is completely on all levels always bad. But if you go into Eastern, look at all the dragons and the serpents in Asia, in Chinese religions. Look at the Kundalini, where you have, your chakras, and at the base chakra, you have this serpent energy that rises up until it hits your third eye and through your pituitary gland, all that. Again, so you have this
you went
serpent.
bright when you did that.
What? What?
You went talking about your third eye, and you got like a halo over you. Anyways, it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at it, Christianity, bad is the serpent's always bad, but you look at all the other faith, it seems like the serpent is wisdom,
Yeah.
and that's completely opposite to Christianity, because Christianity says that wisdom is the co-creator, wisdom is the agent through which
Did you
God.
hear? I also hear there's lots of scriptures. They talk about a whole. I also heard that the story in the Bible was changed. That the serpent was actually there to
Enlighten.
cause him or enlighten him or to tell him not to bite the apple or something. It's you hear about people fighting over different things and what they
There's
say.
definitely Gnosticism. Gnosticism was competing with what is currently considered Christianity and the gospel, and it's basically salvation through knowledge. Secret. If you have the secret hidden knowledge, then after that's how you become enlightened, and then in a way you reach God or the great whatever you want to call it by your own efforts. And that's
Right.
completely opposite. It's like completely opposite, but again, it paints using Christian terms. So I was into that because believe me, like I said, 20 years of everything other than Christianity, but doing the same thing as my friend Patrick. It's allegory. I mean, I was in the Kabbalah with Ben Baruch in Israel. Like I had all the books and stuff like that. Now, I didn't come to Christianity like lazy, like, I'm just going to adopt it and stuff like that. I challenged everything, but eventually, like, I became more and more convinced of the crazy stuff as I debunked more and more. Like I went there wanting to debunk it.
Right.
One of the biggest things before I became Christian is something to look into is the Shroud of Turin. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is like a shroud that has an image that it's not painted. They don't know how. Science does not know how. They cannot recreate the Shroud of Turin. And the shroud has pollen from certain plants that are only found in Israel. There's bilirubin. There is
Right.
literally
There
organic.
were repairs that were done, right? Am I not
Yeah.
mistaken? Or there were at one
So
point they redid the threading of a very elaborate material, I guess, that they tried to. They said it was a repair or something that would have been done maybe hundreds of years ago or something on
yeah,
that.
so it was the edges so that it wouldn't unravel. They sewed
Right.
it onto an outer linen. Now, when there was like a group of scientists. They weren't Christian. There was Jewish people. There was an atheist.
Arabs, Jews, yeah.
I don't know, but they were strictly, you know, non-theist about this, and that's the part where they sent carbon dating to 3 different labs, and it came out to be medieval times, like 16th century.
And there's
Then
a problem with the carbon dating too, eh?
it's not even accurate.
No,
Carbon dating is
they were off 12,000 years that they said last year. They found that out, that some of the carbon dating, that they were off 12,000 years because of one sediment layer that had fallen, and there was volcanoes or something that it screwed up a whole bunch of different layers and sediment
it's
or something like
extreme.
that.
Carbon dating is extremely not accurate. They've done stuff where they take pieces of something that's alive or something that was recently alive, and it's
Right.
like it can be like thousands of years. You take the same thing to different labs, and it's very. It's not
We
really
have
accurate.
Garland Farms is here, going to answer a couple of questions. Garland Farms says,
Yeah,
how about
yeah.
the ideal? Welcome, JF. GF, thanks a lot, man. How about the ideal that certain technologies have been kept secret from the commoners in order to portray an alien threat, in order to serve a catalyst to engineer one world government? That's why I'm here. Yeah. First of all, everything that's being done is all for that one world order, the agenda 2030.
Yeah.
And the technologies, as he says, been kept secret from the commoners. Exactly. Like everything, the technologies that they're selling to us, like the telephone and televisions and all that, it was
Yeah.
here in the 1800s. They had that technology, the elites, but they're not giving it to us. So
Yeah, that's it.
poisoning the foods,
ahead.
they're poisoning the foods, they're poisoning the water.
Yeah.
They're putting fluoride in our water, and all that shit. That's definitely going on. So,
there's everything. But yeah, I see. I believe that they are in communication with these entities, and they think they're aliens, and I think they're demonic. That's pretty much the only.
And that's okay, because, like I said, I think it's healthy. I love a debate where there's about 3-4 different people with all ideas.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to disagree with most of what's not you with like.
No. Yeah.
No, I mean, when I meet someone that has a complete difference in the ideals with me, I still have a lot of respect, and I still keep it in my mind. Okay, I get it. It could be God. Okay, and I do keep it there, and I never rule it out. I look at a whole bunch of possibilities, but
that's it. That's why I'm always like, I think that just the subtle way of saying from a Christian perspective, it's not a debate anymore. It's just, this is my perspective. I am coming here as a Christian, and I'm giving you through the lens of that, not stating that it's true or not, and it's not even a debate. It's just sharing. And then
exactly,
you can the energy's more relaxed and stuff like that.
Man's free has a good way. He says, if God's revealing the truth to you, then your life will be extended. It's extremely important for you to understand what's happening while you're living within your flesh. And I like that one, because I believe that we are in a shell. We're all like souls. Look at it the way you want, but we're in this carcass and shell. So if you abuse of the body that's holding the soul, that's just me saying it, but I think there's a lot of truth to that.
No, for sure. I mean, like, this is the way I see it. Okay, me and you were having a conversation, right? So I'll never know Bruce, the being, the essence of Bruce. I'll never know you in your totality. Okay,
right.
You'll never know me. We'll never know each other.
Right.
So the only way, the closest thing that you can ever know of me is my words.
Right.
Okay, my words and actions. Now, I believe in intelligent design. So I look through and I see, let's say, a tree that is sucking in CO2 and producing oxygen. I'm a respiratory therapist. We have the bronchial tree that's doing the exact opposite. We look at a single cell, how freaking complex it is. Yeah. We've never created anything original. Okay. So, the eyes, we
It's all
made
synthetic.
cameras. We made cameras. The
Yep.
brain, we made computers.
Yep.
The nervous system, we make electrical wiring.
We got
So there's
engines.
actually nothing original.
Nope.
But so there's one aspect where I look and I don't see random chance. But the other aspect is that, oh, okay, so my words reveal my mind and my heart, right?
Yep.
So when if there was a creator that wasn't just a vibration, you know, a force in the universe, or just consciousness, there's literally a being that created stuff and wants to interact with stuff, right? Well, just like I'll never know Bruce in his totality, that's kind of like Yahweh the Father, that is the unseeable God, that is omnipotent, that's everywhere at once. But then in the Old Testament, there's the visible Yahweh. And what you look in the Old Testament, it says that Yahweh created through his word. So it's like a painter, right? If I'm painting a painting, okay, Michelangelo, the painting I created, I get credit for it, but I needed an agent of creation. And that's
Yeah.
that's the word of God. So it's just natural that we are a triune nature. Me, my essence, and I reveal to other people my mind and my heart. The mind is the Holy Spirit, and the heart is the word, because we know people's heart by their words.
Yeah.
You can tell once people start opening up their mouth, you know where their heart is and you know where their mind is. And on top of it, what you feed your mind influences your heart, and where your heart is influences your mind, the way you'll be. And there we see that just between our interaction, there's a triune aspect. And
Absolutely.
that's all that Trinity is. And I find that that's a pretty good way of explaining the Trinity. And I've never heard Christians explain it that way. But it just
Thank you, Lisa B. But you, Trinity, there's an inspiration when you do a research, right? And there's the interest that you have in the Trinity and whatnot, that there's certain things that fire us to search for things. And maybe you'll find out something about the Trinity that you would have never believed before.
Yeah.
You know, where I believe we're on a path, and we have a certain, as many of the people, the bad people you meet, or the people that you meet each day, you know, it's just people that have to be in your life. And because of the certain people you meet, you have a certain function. It's like your fuel. It's like fuel isn't only good people conversation. It's everything around you. It fuels you. Me, the trolls fuel me to passionately work harder and to explain more to the trolls, to try to, well, it was actually just to try to tease them. But honestly, I did try to, yes, I did try to make them understand, you know, but trolls will be trolls, you know.
No, for sure. There's these orbs, lights. So Deuteronomy 32:8, it says that according to the numbers of the sons of God. So in Deuteronomy 32 itself, Yahweh, whatever, God said, he literally says, no, I'm putting lesser deities, I'm putting the sons of God to be in charge of different nations. There's 70 in all. And that makes sense. And then after he says, very oddly, he goes, I say ye are gods, but ye shall die like men. Now, when you look at God, you're like, okay, what the hell is he talking about? If you look again at the Strong Concordance, God, little g, is Elohim. Now, Elohim, they use that as a name of God, and it's not. It's actually a designation.
Do you know Paul Wallace?
Eh?
Do you know Paul Wallace?
No.
Okay, promise me you'll mark that word down and go look at him, or even check it out while we're talking later. But I don't want to cut you off there.
I'll just put Paul Wallace now there.
Yeah, please. He's an archbishop. He's from Montreal. He's written books. He's in contact with people on Gaia platform and everything, talking about, he has an incredible background, and his job, real job is, he's an archbishop, but he's bringing the understanding of alien into the religious part, and incredible.
Okay, I know. I'll definitely check into it.
You will definitely like him. But you were talking about Elohim, and
so
you know,
Michael Heiser. Yeah, Michael Heiser, who is PhD in Semitic languages and stuff like that. He goes, Elohim shows up 1,000 times in the Old Testament. Even it says in the English translation, I saw a spirit coming out of the ground. If you go to the Hebrew, it said, I saw a Elohim coming out of the ground. So Michael Heiser opened my eyes to at least that Elohim just means if you're an Elohim, your place is in the spiritual world. Those are Elohims. Now, Yahweh is a Elohim, but no Elohim is like Yahweh. And that's basically the claim. But here it says in Psalms 82, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God. So here is in Deuteronomy, he's putting the sons of God in charge. They're supposed to be servants. And what do? They start seeking worship. So now God is in the council telling these guys, you know what? The angels that went and had sex, no, those guys are in chains in Tartarus. You guys screwed up again by seeking worship. So you guys will die like men, not now. So those are the second angels that are fallen. Those ones aren't imprisoned. Those ones are still around.
Thank you, Julie K. Thank you very much. Syracuse, New York, listening in. Go ahead, man.
So this is all this to get to all of these damn light orbs that I'm seeing on your channel. Okay, and Michelle, my wife, saw one.
Yeah,
and it stayed there for an hour, and it was not like a drone or anything.
So you know it's not a plane when that happens. Like no, planes don't do that. They don't stop and take off. And
no. So like you said, okay, how is a Christian going to explain this? So again, from a Christian perspective, okay, Revelation 9, the fifth angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given the keys to the shaft of the abyss. When he opened the abyss, blah, blah, blah. This is referring a star to an angel. Trump. When you look at Job 38:7, when the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Again, those are angels. Revelation 1:20, the seven stars are the angels of the seven churches.
Do you know when the stars sing in science? You know when they say that the stars are singing in science?
No.
When they're aggressively reacting to a pole shift. It's a term they use because they hum. I love the scientific, like the one of the people said before. There's a lot of relationship to integrating planets into the Bible. Sometimes it fits in without having any backup. Sometimes it really fits in.
Well, I mean, in Job, he speaks about I set up the constellations, but once you look and hear Jude 13, it says, they are wild waves of the sea foaming up their shame, wandering stars. So every time I see this, when I'm looking at all of these light orbs, I'm looking through this Christian perspective that, okay, those are not the fallen angels that had sex, because my scripture says that they're imprisoned until the end times. But there are other angels that are naughty, and those ones are referred multiple times throughout scriptures as wandering stars and as lights. Even 2 Corinthians 11:14 says, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So most Christians that are really literate with their Bible, that aren't just listening to their pastors, are going further, are going to 100% be looking at these orbs and going, these are the fallen angels that ruled the nations. And I believe that they came down in the ancient times to play gods.
Yeah. And Dan Rayo, thanks a lot, man. He says, Rush, I'm got to keep up because I want to thank them. Rush,
yeah, I'll let you do the stuff.
Rush, Hockey, and Bruce, 3 great things from Canada. No, it's okay. Just when I pop up, I'll pop up sometimes because people they contribute, and I never even
I see it.
Thank them. Exposing Fake says, love seeing the support on the channel. It humbles me. Thank you so much, brother. I love you, man. We have a lot of incredible support here. No, you keep going, man. It's very interesting.
Yeah, you don't mind? I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
No, absolutely, okay, man.
So when I look again at the Blue Letter Bible and go to Strong's Concordance, it says when I look at the phrase and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into angel of light. I go again to the actual word, and when I look at the word and I press of light, what I end up seeing is that it's the same thing. The stars can just be light being emitted. So again, it's like these orbs. They're to me, they're
Yeah, because the first time you saw my stars, that sounds bad. The first time you saw the stars when in my videos, yeah, in my videos when you said you looked at them close up, you notice how it's beautiful. They're
yeah.
fidgeting. They're going like an aurora borealis. They're just going like that and fizzing out in and out. Stars can be entities, and there's even some people with me in the community that actually talk about the possibility of there being a type of life to some of the planets, but I'm talking about a type of life like a tree is alive, like a living organism. Floyd Gatesmasher was saying at the first reading this afternoon, he said earth is moving, it's like it's waking up to something, it's a scary thing when you think of it.
Yeah, they're. It's funny because there's a passage in the Bible that says all of creation is groaning for the revelation of the sons of God, meaning the whole creation that's fallen, where death, everything needs death to live, is growing, and they talk about it as if it's a woman in travail. It's like
Yeah.
birth pains, and they said it's going to get more and more intense, more, weather, earthquakes are going to go more and more upheaval, more fighting between the nations. It's just things are going to
Yeah,
escalate.
like Jason, I tell people that are not religious, go online on YouTube, click a video that reads the story of Revelation. Choose a reader that doesn't have a voice like this and an interesting voice. And I listen to it about 20, 30 times. I do it every year. I try to pick up on certain points. Even while I'm working here, I can listen to like 15, 20 of those during the day. And it's like I'm always working. And right now, I believe that we are living in what I believe is what they're talking about Revelations times in the Bible. We are definitely in that time. The trumpets have
It's
been
the season.
sounded. It's not the
Yeah,
first.
and that's why when Jesus said, this is when he's resurrected, and now they're upset because he's like, well, I have to go back to the Father because whatever, I got to send you the Holy Spirit. They asked like, when will be the end of the age? And Jesus clearly says, as in the times of Noah, so will it be at the coming of the Son of Man. And unless you know the Book of Enoch, that we're talking about genetic and seeds warfare, genetic warfare, then you're not going to see it. So you're just going to say, "Oh, people were evil back in the flood days." Well, every generation, people are evil.
So people can expect an attack on the seed. How about that one? Because that's what's happening with our DNA right now. They're changing the human DNA.
CRISPR technology, gene editing. Oh, I want my baby to have blue eyes. I want
gene splicing, the synthetic. Now there's a term that you're going to be hearing about, and it's going to be all over the news. Folding in the arm, the genes, and what's happening. That they splice. Anyways, I'm careful there. They spliced it. It's seen in the vaccination. You could see the spliced gene. It was spliced. They and it's creating a whole slew of shit. Gate smasher.
No, exactly.
Enjoying the live, kicking back, listening, keep the bacon frying. Gate smasher. He's was in Ontario. He's working on a business, definitely in Florida. He wants people to eat bacon because he sells bacon. He's a big contributor to the channel. And the beautiful lady that was on your channel with the green icon, that is her husband. That's Floyd.
Cool.
And they often come to this channel, and it's really part of the sort of online family. Well, man,
you were saying like you don't want to get a strike, but you're allowed to play like 5 seconds of something, or not even.
It depends on who.
Fair use?
Yeah, who?
Okay, so check it now, like while we're talking. Basically, write a star seen through a telescope, and then it says waters above.
On YouTube?
Yeah, go to YouTube and just punch in a star seen through a telescope. It's
If
it's
I do
gonna,
that, they're gonna send me to my channel.
yeah, probably. But you could try that, a star seen through a telescope, and then with an exclamation, and then waters above. You can add 2018. I guess this is guy's a flat earther. That's not the point. Uh, do you see it? It's like a star, but it's like
You know
energy.
what? Guess
Can you
what?
play a few seconds of that?
I couldn't, man. No, I
No.
can't play. No. Um,
Or
it's
put a
out of
link.
focus, bro. It's out of focus.
Okay.
He's got 25,000 views on it, and the star is out of focus. No star is seen as round. When you zoom up on Venus and people see it
Yeah.
and show it round, it's out of focus. That star right there is completely out of focus, and he's got
Is that the
25,000
you
views.
see it? It says like YouTube 2008 flat earth. We're looking at the same one.
Yep, 2018 flat Earth, and
Okay.
that I confirm to you that it is a star that he's using a camera that is out
Yeah.
of focus. Yeah,
So what does it look like when you zoom up on a star specifically?
easy. I have shown them a lot. When you zoom up on a star from far away, Dan Rayo, thanks again, man, and Gate Smasher, thank you very much, you guys.
Because they say all these stars are suns, but like, is
They
it
are.
that they vibrate like they're just like
Yeah,
energy vibrating? Or-
they're all reactors that are free energy devices that are fusioning with hydrogen and
Yeah.
expanding out from helium and becoming gas giants until they explode. That's all that they're doing apparently. But you really see, bro, there's a fizzing, but it's an interaction with what's around it. It could be reacting to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, you see colors, but they look like ghosts, man. They really look like ghosts. They
Because
look
like
like they
when I
have
saw
arms to them and everything. They have
this
arms
guy's
to
thing,
it.
it seems like there's like a nucleus to it, and then after it made me think of when there's videos about resonant experiments where like they put like just sand, and then they start increasing the hertz, and as it increases it does full of different
It
like
does a whole bunch of shapes. The
yeah.
stars do some of those shapes. Some of them do have
Okay,
those shapes, like
that's
the
what
arcs.
the
Some of them you
video
see
looks
the
like,
arcs around them, but they're always fizzing around. His Highness brings up some good ones too. Giant protons. Everybody, that is Jason's channel. If you want to click
Oh,
on the
thanks a
link,
lot, Elias.
and it's shared. It's already shared in the stream when I started, and there should
I
be.
didn't even post it.
I don't know if you checked to see if you. Oh, you did say that you did get some subs before. If I'll check.
Yeah, no, I definitely I got 11 subs just like in the past 6 hours or something.
And that's a lot if you
Probably
look at
after
it.
your live stream.
Anyways, you're close to 30 plus subs, so you'll be happy, bro.
Wow, I'm even more now. I was at 460 and now I'm at
You're approaching 500. You're approaching 500. You're 15 away from 500.
So anyways, as far as the light, that's pretty much all I had to blab about. Did you ever listen? Did you ever hear about Jacques Vallée? Jacques Vallée?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I have some of his quotes here. It says, if you just go Wikipedia, I think I forget what his specialty. But anyways, he became like a very interested in. So he's considered a ufologist among other things. I think he's computer science or something. So he has no real specialty. Who does have specialty in UFOs really? But these are some of some of his quotes I popped up. It says the medical examination to which abductees are said to be subjected, often accompanied by sadistic sexual manipulation, is reminiscent of the medieval tales of encounters with demons. It makes no sense in a sophisticated or technical framework. Any intelligent being equipped with the scientific marvels that UFOs possess would be in a position to achieve any of these alleged scientific objectives in a shorter time and with fewer risks. It says human beings are under the control of a strange force that bends them in absurd ways, forcing them to play a role in a bizarre game of deception, which, anyways, there's a few more I can read later. And
Guys, check out, thank you, Lisa B. Check out Star Hunter's channel. I haven't checked it out myself. Also, another contributor. He's even on Patreon, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I mistake myself all the time, but I'm pretty sure he is. And also, he's a member here. So you guys can check it out too. Lisa B said he has some cool videos. So I appreciate you for sharing that, Lisa B.
Which one? What is there a link? Because I'm going to pop up all the ones that you're telling me so that I can put them in later.
Yeah, absolutely. Star Hunter. He's one of the commenters there where Lisa B just commented.
Is that his channel? It's called Star Hunter?
Yeah, Star Hunter's his channel. And he's a hell of a good guy, and he comments all the time, but I didn't even get a chance yet to see it.
Star Hunter channel. I'll go right now. Okay. And sorry, what was the other one? Because I just put down all my tabs. There's Paul something you had told me to check. Paul Wallace?
Oh, yes. Please check Paul Wallace on YouTube.
Paul
Wallis. Bald-headed guy. Of African descent. The guy, you'll fall in love with him. Very, very well-spoken person. And him, Jason, is all the points that he talks about. You're going to be more familiar than me with him because he's onto everything. So you're deep in the research, and you'll be amazed.
Okay, and so I subscribe to Paul Wallace.
Yeah, and, I've spoken to him before, Paul Wallace. I've spoken to him in person, and he has a book out talking about things like angels and demons, Elohim, the Nephilim. He talks about Enoch, Book of Enoch. He talks about all of that in relationship to aliens. So he's integrating everything from secret projects to, and it's super interesting. I really love it when he...
Is it Star Hunter Entertainment it's called? Probably? No,
just Star Hunter.
Okay, I'll check after. Star Hunter channel.
Star Hunter, capital S.
And it's funny because the Book of Enoch, it says this book is not for this generation, it's for a later generation. It's like, oh wow, that's cool. It's like
it could be for an understanding. Well, yeah, actually, you said that on the phone to me before. You said it's for the future, but the future's future.
Yeah. Like when they wrote it was probably around 300 BC, and they're talking about like, this is for later. It's like, why? Well, it's because we're talking about genetic manipulation. At one point,
Jason,
they're going to do that.
Another thing that people say is that water is wet. So I agree with it. Sometimes people write stuff that we can really easily agree with. Water is wet, so I agree with that. Next question. Garland Farms. Bruce, are you familiar with the electric plasma filaments that have been found to be connecting clusters of galaxies? Absolutely. Gamma ray bursts are the largest explosions you'll ever see in the universe. And they just recently got a gamma ray burst of light that went right by Earth. A black hole shot out a jet of light into another galaxy. And Jason, they're shooting them into stars, these black holes, and they're destroying the stars. They're changing the magnetism, of all of that. But and that Garland Farms is what the James Webb Telescope and CERN are studying these very complex, massive explosions. So we're talking bigger than what do they call them? Pulsars. You must have heard of a pulsar.
Yeah.
Well, when they talk about a pulsar, it's this massive, like neutron stars when they collide and stuff. But the gamma ray bursts, it's not comparable. The size of the burst, it's incredible. So there's a lot of dangers, I believe, for Earth from those because it almost hit Earth very recently. The gamma ray bursts.
Like it was me and we talked about it, but was it on my channel when you came on?
I think it was.
Like, why does CERN have a freaking huge shrine of Shiva, the destroyer of worlds?
Yeah.
And why was their opening ceremony literally satanic to the core, right down to like a horned goat.
Absolutely.
stuff like
Jason
that.
Berezny just subscribed to your channel, man. Another
Thank you. Thank you very much.
amazing guy, bro. He's been commenting for years on the channel. He's every day. These people are
Yeah.
amazing people.
No,
Gate
just
Smasher.
focusing on CERN. Like it's like, okay, like why do you guys have a Shiva statue? Why are you doing a mock satanic virgin killing stuff? Like you just go on YouTube. It's like it's there.
Exactly.
CERN opening ceremony.
Exactly.
You have these workers that are because there's this huge screen on it, and then you see like it's like a stone wall, and the workers are pulling down the stone wall, and then all of a sudden there's a circle with eyes, and there's a goat running around.
That's
and
the one here my brother's talking about.
No, exactly. And it's like, so like that is very odd for astrophysicists to be doing this weird thing about, you know.
He's standing on a baby. She's standing on a baby.
Yeah. No. And then in Revelation.
Anyways. I used to be a comedian for the Gate Smasher. Thanks a lot, man. He says that the power of the Almighty is great. Amen to that.
Revelation 9:11. I think it's Revelation 9:11, if I'm not mistaken.
Psalms 1:9-11.
This ties in with exactly the weird Shiva statue in CERN. Okay, so CERN is doing, I don't know what. Okay, I understand the principle of Hadron Collider, the particles, they make them smash together, the Higgs boson. I get all that. I mean, but even Stephen Hawking, before he died, he was like, there could be issues with this and stuff like that, you know. But if you look at it, they have Shiva, right? And that is the Hindu goddess of destruction. But in Revelation 9:11, it's funny. He goes, they had a king over them, the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon and in Greek is Apollyon. That is the destroyer. And I'm like,
and Apollyon is coming to Earth to destroy it, and they named an asteroid after it. Another thing that brings the name, like they do it on purpose. They're naming things, and stars are named. The Prince of Darkness. And I'm not talking about the singer there. Hello, Sharon. I'm talking, so. But it's true that they name some of them. Exposing fakes. Thank you so much. Very awesome decoration collection item. That's another thing. See, things like that. I could have other symbols or whatever. Before this is not a symbol. It's a decoration, and it has to do with my work, studying a lot of things about skulls, alien skulls and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't worship. I don't
never
worship
get into the. Well, if you've watched Trey Smith, God in a Nutshell, the elongated skulls.
Absolutely incredible.
Like if you look at one of my older recent videos there, let me just check, because it's a good. I'm enjoying it. I do literally PowerPoint presentations for it. If you look at which one was it? I forget which one it was it, but definitely there's one. Oh yeah. It's not in my live feeds, it's in my videos. It's 3 weeks ago, the real reason God flooded the earth. So obviously I go through the Book of Enoch and stuff like that. But then I get into looking at these elongated skulls that Brian Forrester's channel. He's like an archaeologist, and I think they're in Peru or Paracas. These elongated skulls. Trey Smith, God in a Nutshell, goes into big detail, interviews him. But the thing is, once I saw that, I started looking at the Egyptian art, and all of the art has these elongated skulls.
Elongated skulls that they have helicopters, planes that look like planes.
No, exactly. So there's something to these elongated skulls, and it's like it's literally all over Egyptian art. Then after you look at Egyptian art, it's like there's giants.
Absolutely.
You look at there's small ones. You see them.
That's something very interesting. That is like beyond interesting, because exposing fakes. Thanks again, Tanya Womack. Just subscribe to your channel, Jason. There's a lot of people subscribing. Yeah, and OTW News says that you're approaching 500 subscribers. That's awesome. And
Wow.
thanks again for the contributions, you guys. Jason, in Africa, you know, the women, and they are beautiful. They do certain things like women do here. Yeah, that too. So I
Finding
was going to talk about the neck, but
the neck.
you said both of them. They have this very tight rubber band that is continually placed. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't know why we didn't think of. We should bring that to the West, and maybe we should do something with our penises like that. It's going to
Well,
elongate it.
yeah.
Anyway,
There's a
no,
joke.
listen, they're
I don't.
elongating their heads, dude. Okay, like they're elongating their heads
Yep.
because they look smarter. They're smarter. When you have a big head, you're smarter. But I do believe a lot of that came from the Egyptians. Like, do I have any here? I have.
They're trying to imitate their gods.
Yeah,
These entities that came. Yeah, it's like head binding. It's called
yeah. Look
exactly.
at, he's got a head binder up there, and he's got his musical.
Yeah,
Or
and that's
something.
why that's why these cultures imitated it. Like nowadays we idolize celebrities and we try and imitate celebrities because but back then if there were these hybrid elongated skulls, genetic woohoos going on and they're ruling these people, well, these people like will bind their head to give the shape so that they look like royalty, they look like
Yeah,
these gods, the
yeah,
things.
replicating their gods, replicating what they saw. So
Yeah.
like they came down, people were like, imagine what the first UFO would look like, without saying that the coming of Christ that happened, the first coming of Christ was actually a UFO. I still can't, like, by me integrating the possibility that they could be UFOs. I did a research and I saw UFOs in ancient religious art, dude. They're all
I
over the
was about to
place.
say, like, you're allowed to pop up pictures, right? They're not streams. Just
Yeah,
because because
yeah,
well, it's up to you there. But you can tell like other people to check. You just write Christian art UFOs, and you'll see authentic
yeah.
paintings
I
throughout the
just did
ages.
I just did a video. You see them all there.
Weird, yeah,
The UFOs, you see spaceships, you see
yeah,
everything depicting people that came down from space. And as a matter of fact, in the Last Supper, there is a UFO in the sky on the
in the
right
back.
in the back, and
Yes,
the person's going like that in the sky.
yeah,
Nobody sees that. People
no,
are
that's
like,
it.
well, of course, he's pointing to God. It's a normal thing that when you
Yeah.
look at a religious art and you see someone pointing up to the sky,
Yeah,
sure, yeah, he's
I've
pointing up
seen
to
those
God.
paintings. I've seen those paintings. There's even one that it's like a guy, it's a Christian painting. I believe Jesus is in it, and so you got Jesus here in the main one, and then up over here, you have a flame, like a little circle. And it looks like flames, and there's somebody in it,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
you know.
exactly. Christopher Rollins says the Bible, basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's another theory I hear a lot, is that it's like a guidebook as to like literally a guidebook, like what to do in the eventuality of a cataclysmic event. Like people would today look at an instruction book for what to do in the eventuality of a nuclear bomb or something. I
Yeah,
find that interesting too. A lot of people talk about that, and
yeah.
it's not just thrown up sentences in the air. There's some things in scriptures and stuff that make people believe that. There's a lot of points that they talk about that. But I just love those theories.
Yeah.
I think they're very, very healthy healthy theories.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, that's I
somebody
get
just
into that
talked.
too.
Somebody
Yeah.
just talked. Sorry, man, about a black hole. Hold on here. Anthony, yeah, weird to have religious things outside a place of science when we were talking about the CERN before. But somebody talked about a black hole entering. Anyways, what the person said is entering a black. They heard that the Earth, our galaxy was in a black hole or near a black hole, something like that. Because see, they sent out James Webb Telescope. They're doing research on black holes. They found the first black hole, and then because it's not even something that was even proven, it's something very dense that they're seeing the light around it. because it's
Mhm.
creating a dimple in space and time, and it's showing the light. Black holes are pulling light from other galaxies millions and millions of light years away, and it's pulling the light towards it. And there's a lot of speculation that there could be a danger that we are near a black hole. Good news is that it takes 100,000 years for Earth to be consumed, but for those whole 100,000s of years, we would be ripped apart. The atmosphere would be screwed, you know.
Yeah. I want to post something. How the hell do I get into the comments? I have private here, and then the box where it would post a link.
No, it's for me. The private box. If you want to write,
yeah, that one I know. But how come I can't quote on just the comments? I don't have.
Oh, you mean you can't write in the comments on the feed? You mean?
Yeah, like I'm trying to scroll to put a link. Look, I'm going to put a link in the private chat.
And I don't see the private chat in the worst.
Oh shoot.
Son of, hey, put it right here where the feed is. Put it in the feed where everyone is.
Yeah, that's the comments, but it's
okay. Look,
maybe it's on the top.
Jason, right now you're with me. I'm not on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard.
Oh, stupid! I get it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Go on okay. YouTube and
pop you up. No, my brain just started working.
So Jason at 495 subs. So that's a good thing. Thank you very much, everyone. It's very thoughtful.
Yeah, everyone. I really appreciate it. Because I'm tired of talking myself.
Black hole in the center of the Milky Way. It's His Highness saying it. Talking about that black hole while you're looking for that. That was very interesting. Our Queen Mod.
I'm gonna go to the live feed now and turn the volume off.
While you're looking for that. That was very interesting. Always exposing fakes.
Okay, so I'm putting the D-Wave quantum computer. Okay.
I did a video on that.
Now, this guy, okay, his name is Jordy Rose. It's on YouTube. It's around 15 minutes. D-Wave quantum computing, parallel universes, and 3 predictions. Talking about science, it's very weird because now the more that we're getting into like quantum physics and the deeper that we get into it, the more that I find scientists are starting to use religious terms.
Yeah.
And this guy is literally saying that with quantum D-Wave quantum computing, he's like, we're able to go to other dimensions and pull information. And I'm like, what the hell? And this is the guy that actually, I guess, is working. And he even says that, it's this huge obelisk, like the obelisk.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's cool to, I don't know, an insanely cold temperature for this little chip to work. And he goes, and there's like a heartbeat. He goes, it's almost like an altar to a god. And I'm listening to this guy and all these.
That's what they're talking about, the D-Wave quantum computer. I made my first video on that when it came out, or just before it came out in 2016, man. And it represents a consciousness. It's a sentient. It's alive. And they ask it questions. It's in a sub-zero temperature. It's like below freezing to freeze all information. And computers use binary numbers and codes, these 1 zeros, 1s and 0s. But the quantum computer is not like that. The minute you type something in, information comes. When you send something, it's immediately sent. There's no downloading or uploading. It's automatic. Boom, boom, boom. And it teaches and learns itself, its own database and stuff. That's a quantum computer. That's what they have on the ISS space station. I'm pretty sure that's what they have on the ISS space station.
I think I sent the link and it's not even the good one. I really okay, let me try that again. I'm such an idiot when it comes to like being able to share.
Listen, you're not alone, man. It's because, but
I think I got it. Copy, and now I'm gonna go back to you. Can somebody actually click on this link and tell me if it's the D-Wave guy, or I just posted it. This is like, and I didn't know that the D-Wave quantum computer is actually from Canada. It's from BC, Vancouver.
Yes. We made the space arm, eh? They needed us to go grab stuff in space. So,
well, yeah, the Canada arm and stuff like that. But Definitely, I don't understand why this guy, it's supposed to be, quantum computers. He's talking with religious terms. You got CERN with Vishnu doing like opening ceremonies that's completely occult. And it's like, oh, like supposedly science is supposed to debunk God and religion. It's like, I don't think so. I think the deeper you go and stop looking up and
Yeah.
out, start looking in
I
and
have to
in.
say, scientists say that God, we have to admit it. A lot of scientists say that what people say about God is unprovable. It's unprovable that it's a lie. I mean, they can't
Mhm.
prove that it's not the truth
Yeah.
because it's too precise. They also say, scientists, that the creation of the universe, the world, was too perfect to be something naturally formed. But it's still an opinion. But they do vouch for that. Even the ones that are atheists, the
See,
scientists who say that.
exactly. I was shocked. Like, I'm a curious guy. So first of all, about theory of evolution compared to intelligent design, Christians, like creationists and stuff like that. So this was before I was Christian, open minded. I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch this. His name's Kent Hovind. He's debated so many college professors and stuff like that. And I was expecting like, okay, this Christian new, like this creationist, he's gonna like look like an idiot and stuff. He blows every single physicist or all of these like bio evolution and stuff like that, and he makes them look stupid. They, I don't believe in the theory of evolution, and it is a theory, but now it's plastered. They should
Oh,
be
it's actually being proven. It's all wrong, man. No more Big Bang. Big Bang theory has been done since a couple of months ago. It doesn't exist. Now they're changing. You know, Earth is flat. It's not flat. Pluto's a planet. It's not a planet. Gravity's a wave. It's not a wave. It's fighting.
Well, what kind of like I find weird is when you go. Just a minute, sorry, I think it's blocked. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No, 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 no. Go ahead, man.
Oh, okay. If you go even just to Pluto right now, just Google Pluto. I'm sure what you're gonna see if you go to images is literally an image of Pluto, the Disney character.
Yep.
So go see. All I did was Pluto. I put Pluto and I went to
Yeah.
images.
There's a
Look
picture
at
of
the
Pluto on it.
images.
Yeah.
It
You know
is.
that Walt Disney, it was his dream, Walt Disney, to be able to go to space? Funny, eh? I'm telling
He
you.
had Nazi ties, eh?
Pardon me?
There's some Nazi ties. He was tied with
Yep.
because all of
Yep.
those Nazi scientists.
Yeah, and pedophile cults too.
Yeah, it's called a paperclip. I think it was that they would put a paperclip every time there was because they wanted these guys, But like I think was it Eisenhower, one of the president was like, no, like we don't want any of these people that were affiliated, but the deep state wanted them for the technology. So when they'd have their portfolio, they put a paperclip and they just recreated a whole history. And you have like literally a Nazi with Disney. But what I find weird,
Absolutely. Thank you, Darla.
why don't you notice like why all of the space, if you write satellites, they're all like CGI'd.
Yep.
It's
Only illustrations.
It's like that makes the conspiracy theorist because I got into that like, oh, we never went to the moon, like all sorts of stuff,
Yeah.
It's very compelling.
Yeah, because
Like
Stanley Kubrick was a cinematographer, and there's a lot
yes,
of people that said that he had filmed it.
Yeah.
Exposing Fake says, because religion has a very good point. I missed some points, some messages before. Because religion has very good point of view, and to me, any religion will take out certain points and have the same answer. I agree with that. And a very different explanation and point of view, certain points. That is really true. Like you grab everything and anything from go as far as the Quran, Muslims, all the way to the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Mormons, and the Témoins Jehovah. There's a lot of points in all different religions that are similar. And for me, I went and got all those points in different religions, but I didn't use them as a guide. I use them as a tool to learn and to use common sense and think about. That's a good point. Exposing fakes.
Like I have some really good conversations with. I have a lot of Muslims that work in our department, and again, I I find that let's say the Trinity is not well explained. I know they're not going to believe it, but I actually explained it, and I went into the Old Testament. Where are they getting these ideas? And the Muslim, I wasn't trying to convince him, but he goes, well, that's pretty well explained, you know. But I have one video, and this isn't about Christians and Muslims not being compatible in relation to living together and respecting each other. But the problem with Islam specifically is that when I read the whole Quran, is that it's 650 AD, okay, and Muhammad is making claims that because there's a Jesus in the Quran.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, when I hear Muhammad, I go. It's a religion I have.
Is that the Jesus is a complete opposite.
Right.
So they go, oh, we believe in Jesus. We believe he's a prophet. Well, we believe that he's also a prophet. But when you go into it, it says Jesus was not crucified. The whole Christian faith is based on the atoning sacrifice and resurrection of Christ. Paul says, if this isn't true, we're idiots, basically. So the problem is it's completely not compatible. And the Quran is almost like a critique of Judaism, where he's making claims. It's like, dude, you're in 650 BC. So you're over half a millennia after making claims that Jesus was not crucified, when the Jews who hate him the most because they think he's a heretic aren't even denying him historically. The problem is, I did a video how when it comes to the theology, both holy books, the Quran, they are diametrically opposite. They are not compatible. So people often say, religions are all saying, no, they aren't. There are vast differences in the theology. When there comes to Judaism and Christianity, it's not. We just say that the Jews don't recognize their king. And in our thing, it says when he comes back, they'll recognize it. So like, we're not refuting it. But when it comes to, unfortunately, the Quran, it's like a commentary on the scriptures, on the Jewish scriptures, where Isaac is the promised son when Abraham and Sarah, they're old farts, okay? And he says, I'm going to take you and I'm going to give you a son. Sarah actually says, go screw the maidservant because I'm too old. So then she has Ishmael. And then after, God gives her a miraculous child, Isaac. And it's funny that he says Isaac is, when he goes and says, go sacrifice him on a mountain, okay? And he goes, your only begotten son. And it's like, well, wait a minute. He's not the only begotten son. There's Ishmael. In fact, Ishmael is the first son. So when you look actually, again, now that we have the strong concordance, the huge database and stuff, the only begotten, if you look at the word, it just means unique, one of a kind, set apart, or brought forth. So a lot of people say, look, Jesus was begotten. It's like, no, Jesus is the word of God. And Jesus and God always had wisdom in his word, and he brought forth wisdom. So if you actually look at the Proverbs, and wisdom is personified, and it says that she's a co-creator, except it's a female. The only reason that the personification of wisdom is a female is because just like French, Hebrew is a gendered language. So Chokmah is feminine. So when they translate it into it, it ends up being, personified, and it's she and stuff like that, Anyways, I forgot why I was going on that tangent, but yeah, like I respect Muslims, but we have to be honest when it comes to the actual theology. We say in Revelation that Jesus comes, and on his thigh it says King of Kings. Now in the
so
Quran,
he had a tattoo.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw it.
He wore a dress. He drank wine, hung out in deserts.
the
Do
problem,
you see what's coming? He was a hippie.
yeah, but the huge problem is that in the Quran, it says there's nothing, I'm paraphrasing, there's nothing more loathsome and despicable to Allah than the one that will come and calling himself King of Kings. So you're like, crap, when you look at their end times, our Antichrist is their Christ. I'm not calling them
Yeah.
I'm just saying that Muhammad, it appears like he saw that, he didn't agree with it, so he made a text where he takes stuff, but he changes stuff that he doesn't like. So in the Quran, Ishmael, okay, is the Jews, and Isaac is the line of Islam. So they're really not compatible, and
You know
believe me,
why they call him Allah? You know why they call him Allah?
well, I did see that there was a
No, I
pagan
have.
god.
It was a
What is
joke.
it?
I have an answer. I have an answer
Go
to
ahead.
it. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's
Okay.
all a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, okay. If
That's
you
what I'm
look
saying.
at Allah and Alat, now look, I'm sure you got 90,000 subscribers. I'm sure that you have people.
96. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm sure that like maybe we'll stop talking about Islam because like
Sure.
I don't want to disrespect,
I'm just
I'm
bugging
sure
you,
there
man.
are. Like,
Man, I'm
but,
so
but
open-minded. I don't give a shit about what people think about, insulted or not about different religions. There's
yeah,
one
well,
truth out
I
there.
don't want to insult people. I mean, it's
I
okay.
know I have Muslims here. I get it, but
Yeah.
we talk. They know,
Yeah.
like how I feel opened up. Like I have nothing against any Muslim there.
No, and that's why the Muslims in my department, it's like no problem. Like we both come to the table talking about theology, but it's like let's be honest though. Your Christ is our Antichrist, and our Antichrist is yours.
Yeah, and
Like,
and it says in the Quran to boil white people, and get this, not till we die, for all of eternity. I mean, how
No,
sad
exactly.
is that? But because and they tell people to integrate anyone that's not Muslim, to bring them over, do anything you have to do, kill them if you have to. I mean, that's the
No,
mentality.
no, it's quite. It appears at the start that he is a religious leader, and you can see the start of the Quran how it's very religious, but he became also, he pushed that through the sword, so it became a conquest. And anyways, my only thing is people that say all religions in the end say the same thing. It's like no, like Eastern philosophy talks about enlightenment through knowledge. The Christians say you don't earn your way at all. It's not about what you know. It's not about knowledge. It's about the atoning sacrifice of the prophesied Messiah. And the reason that we believe that is that in the Old Testament, the co-creator, the agent of creation, is wisdom, which is the word of God. So if something happened and was corrupted and we lost paradise, it just makes sense that the agent of creation, the word, has to come back and fix it. That's why it's the word of God. That's why Jesus has to do stuff. That's why I walked out of church when there was a song about Jesus making the mountains. I was like, okay, I'm out of here. It's like, I didn't understand what they meant because I said, this is a man. God created the mountains. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Then it's because Christians just blurt this out, but it's because don't say it like that, because you have to really go through and explain, well, we have words and we have a mind, and that's the spirit and that's the word, and we're triune, and the word was the agent of creation. Well, that's why Jesus has to come. It's like things really at least
freedom of speech brought the possibility not that long ago for people to have their own opinions. And it seems that people are always researching and studying. It would be absolutely impossible probably for everyone to get along, or not. No, it's not true. We all get along, but to agree on the exact same things. But as always,
I don't think we need to,
No, look at, we touched points, you and I, tonight, and it's very interesting. We have different views, but we can't say that we can't really say different views. We have different areas that we researched in. And now we're just giving our opinions on what we know and what we research, So,
And
hey, bro,
Paul specifically says, he goes, we look through a glass darkly. He goes, we prophesy in part. And when we say it's the written word of God, no, it's coming through a human. I'm not saying there are errors, but the underlying foundational message is what is inspired. That's basically what we say, because the translations, thank goodness now we have technology where we can literally have the original Hebrew, the words, all the there's some translations, they're horrible.
Can God make errors? Has God ever made any error?
Me, I don't believe that he's
I
made
respect that. I respect that. Don't forget, he regretted having created us. So maybe that was a mistake that he did.
Yeah. Like I know what you mean. That's because like God has personhood. I think that
we're created in his image. So maybe possibly just what I'm trying to get to is that God has feelings.
Yeah. The Judeo-Christian God has personhood. The Holy Spirit's feelings can be heard.
He's a jealous God. He doesn't appreciate us idolizing other statues and other gods. So
no, exactly.
There's a lot of similarities in us from the Creator when you look at it.
There is one passage that makes him look bad. He's like, "For I am a jealous God," and it's like, okay, wait a minute, okay. My wife, okay, Michelle, I love her, okay, and
you're going to say the same thing as me. There's love and jealousy.
If there's different levels. I'll be jealous, and that's not an egoistic thing. That's a broken
it's
heart.
Love. It's because of love.
Yeah,
it's
there is
because of love. Yeah,
there is
somebody
jealousy.
But then hold on, you're jealous of the neighbor's wife because she's pretty and going out, and you go rape her. That's not the same. Right?
No, exactly.
That's evil jealousy. Jealousy is a sin, and that's what he means.
The guy that controls his wife, and doesn't let her talk to her high school friend. That's jealousy. So when God says, you'll have no other gods before me, and for I am a jealous God, and it's like, yeah, man, I'd be super jealous if my wife was adoring another dude's, let's say, shrine.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I don't think that it's oh, look, God's jealous. It's like, it's not the same jealousy. It's a jealousy that comes from love. Like he created you. And in Islam, the issue with paradise is that I often say, like, well, when do you go back and meet God? When are you face to face? The Islamic Eden and paradise, it's like, no, the Muslims say, no way. You will never be at the level. And it's like, okay, well, what if God is just a family guy and he happens to be within his own being eternally in relationship with his mind and heart?
Well, it's because they're not there right away. First, they're welcomed by their virgins, all dressed up, candles lit.
Yeah.
Then after that,
they try and backtrack on that. And it's like, well, what are the women doing there? Like, what about the Muslim when they get the paradise?
Exactly. Well, you know what I told a Muslim? They got him really mad. We got him really mad at one point. He was saying that he believes that there's virgins. When he goes, and virgins will be waiting for him. I said, yes, and I said this as a joke, but he got so mad. I said, yes, but what they didn't tell you, the virgins are boys. And he got so freaking mad at me.
Or what if they're not virgin, they're Virginians? You got a bunch of Americans.
Oh my God, I got played to get back in the boat. We're going back home.
When you look at the Dome of the Rock, right? That's supposedly where the temple was. That's the problem why the Jews are not building the temple, is because they're going to want to build it where God told them to build it. On the Dome of the Rock, again, it says Allah has no son. But the problem is that it's like, okay, now wait a minute, okay? There's the sons of God. That's not blasphemous. Those are angels. God, okay? God has always had the eternal Son, which is his heart, and the Spirit, which is his mind, okay? He's been internally in relation. That's why Christians can say, not that God is loving, God is love. That means that God has never been alone. And what God has been trying to do is extend his family in his image. So now you have the angels, right?
Yeah, with his
sons
seed.
of God. And then he says, let us create man in our image. And
with
now,
seed.
But the problem is that humans are not ever called sons of God until the resurrection through Christ. Then we become adopted sons of God. So a lot of people say, well, we're all children of God. And it's like, well, actually, if you read the Bible, we're children of wrath, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Here's a good one. Julie.
Yeah.
If not, I was going to bring it up. And it all goes back to the moon. Does God talk of the moon, Moon Man, or Jason, or anyone? Thumbs up. Great live. What Saturday French channel tomorrow? If you guys at 1 p.m. head over to the channel and I'll be streaming. So, do you think? Okay, there are people on the moon. The way I look at it, God is the Alpha, the Omega. He created everything above and below the firmament. Psalms or Psalms 191 talks about water under. I only know like 3 verses. Water under the firmament, water over the firmament. There's different versions. The recent version says that it's a vault. God let water out of the vault underneath and the waters of the firmament over the heavens. Yes. But they still talk about him having created. So in my book, for me, thanks for the generous contribution, Julie. In my book, God would have always also created every demon that is in this universe. Or do demons become evil? Were they good entities like Satan? Like Satan, they depict them as being the most beautiful one in heaven. He was the nicest, the highest, God. And it's showing us a human story. They're so close to us, guys. Okay. He's jealous of his God. And everyone started liking Satan up there in heaven. So he started thinking, hey, I'm going to take this shit over.
Exactly.
It's like we're always a similarity.
The first book of Enoch explains demons as well as evil spirits. So the evil spirits are actually the spirit in the first book of Enoch of the Nephilim. So when the Nephilim die, they become evil spirits that wander the earth. That's where evil spirits come. Now, the Greek, the New Testament is written in Greek, and they basically called the angels that obey God angelos, messengers, and they call the fallen angels or the bad guys demoniac. So that's where you get angels and demons. So the fallen angels can be referred as demons, and the evil spirits, if we're basing it on the first book of Enoch, is the spirits of the Nephilim, those hybrids.
All right. So Jason Hayde says, please stick to talking about moon bases. Well, who's in the moon bases? When you think of demons being on the moon, would you imagine, Jason, demons having dwellings and clothing, or would they be light beings that are really just light beings, but would they live in dwellings? Like, do demons have homes? That's something you don't hear a lot about.
So Satan was an angel, and he fell. So in the Bible, in Job, when he says he's talking about his servant Job, he says, "What have you been doing?" He said, "I've been going to and fro across the earth," which is kind of funny because if you look at Noah, initially he sends out a raven, and it says the raven goes to and fro.
Well, hold on, did he say he was going? Hold on, did he say that he was going through Earth or
to and fro?
Okay, because it could have been through, because that's how they time travel.
I think it says to and fro, but I'd have to check on Blue Letter what fro it necessarily means.
There are holes in certain planets out in the solar system. And that's how they're time traveling.
So Satan can't be everywhere at once. He's not omnipresent. So he is one fallen angel. Okay. So he for now is allowed. He's the king of the earth in a way now.
Yep.
He has possession of the earth for now, for a short time. The evil spirits, those are the spirits of the Nephilim. They have nowhere to go, and they just wander, and they can influence our thoughts, and stuff like that. But the demons, well, if we look at angels, angels in the New and Old Testament, when they appear, they look like men. It says, always show hospitality, because unknowingly you may have showed hospitality to angels. So angels, they're all male. They all show up, and they have flesh bodies.
Are they
because
all male? Do they say
yeah,
that in the Bible?
yeah, it's weird that the Catholic Church, they are all male. I'm not trying to be sexist, because don't forget, like Adam is made in the image of God, and then Eve came from the side,
Yeah,
his rib.
they brought them up in a spaceship because they had to
Yeah,
rip a rib out of one of them to make the other one, and that's totally creepy. It's
no,
like,
for sure. So,
scientists. That's
so that's
interesting
why.
about angels being men and not women.
Nope,
So
go look into it. All
what
of the
the
angels are
hell?
men, and
What
they
the
don't have
hell?
wings. The only winged creatures that are in the Bible are
God
the
friends.
cherubim. No,
The
the
God.
cherubim that are
Okay.
around God's throne. They're weird, like a face of a lion, a
Yes.
face of a man, a face
It
of
has.
you.
It's a set of wings with eyes.
Yeah. And that's where you see Babylonian.
He has the
You'll often
coolest
see
friend.
it's like a man's face with a lion feet and wings.
Yeah.
And a lot of like a lot of these cultures would take that as if saying, no, you know what? Those are around God's throne. Well, those are mine. So they used to kind of like set it up there. But it's very clear. There's
God
fallen
is a
angels.
surgeon.
There are a set of fallen angels that are imprisoned in Tartarus. Those are the horny ones that created the whole Nephilim issue.
Could that
You
be
have,
us?
you
Could
have,
that
you
be
have
us? Could we
eh?
be the fallen? Could we be the fallen? Because I believe what we're in
Well,
hell here.
we are fallen in our nature. So that, because of Adam. So we are definitely sinful, and that is the evil side. You know what I mean? We are definitely not holy. And Christianity doesn't say that, oh, well, now I'm a Christian, I'm holy. Christianity acknowledges I am a sinner and I am guilty, and I am asking God through the Son to come and fix me. And this is why.
Jesus died on the cross for our sins. There should be no sins that we owe to anyone.
So for
Our
now,
sins are relieved. No.
so through the Old Testament, think of it. In the Old Testament, Jesus didn't arrive. Where are they going? They don't believe in Jesus. It's always by faith. So the Jews, it says that Abraham had faith, and righteousness was given to him. Even though he's not righteous, by faith, he had belief in the promises that God said. But once the new covenant arrived, once the actual Lamb of God came, now, if you don't recognize that this is the prophesied event here, now you don't have faith. So that's how the other people were justified. It always says by faith. So Christians, think of it this way: I raped somebody, okay, and then after 9 years later, I come to the court and I say, man, like I did that 9 years ago. Okay, I've been a good person ever since. I learned my lesson. I've changed. I've done He'll say all the good stuff is perfect, great, good. I'm happy, but you're still guilty for that sin. And in the spiritual world, the concept is that there's no physicality, there's no location. So we unknowingly use physical terms always to express invisible traits like emotions. I'll say, I'm really close to him. You're not talking, I'm not talking about I'm sitting on his lap. You're talking about an equality of inner qualities, whether it's we have the same beliefs, we have the same likes, we have the same the more that you are similar, the more that you are comfortable and you can be in that person's presence with ease. Think of God.
Yeah. Hey,
God, let's say,
Jason Hatt, the other one that said to stick to moon bases. I think it has a lot to do. I've been here my 7th year now, and I've never, ever, ever, ever sat down and spoke about religion. But it has a lot to do with the work that I'm doing, whether
yeah, I
people
should
like it or
stop.
not.
Like now I'm really getting into theology and stuff.
No, we're done. Like the stream's done. I'm getting off. It's 10:10. We
Yeah.
streamed for 2
Yeah.
hours.
Michelle just arrived too.
Yeah, man.
Um,
I'm gonna have to get off because I got some more work to do, and I want to get outside and film the sky.
Well, Bruce, thank you very much for bringing me on, because
It was awesome, man. We had a lot of fun.
my
I hope
channel
you'll
is
be able,
very, very small.
I hope you'll be able to come back. No, not that small anymore. You're over 500 now, I guess.
Yeah, let me just check before we go. Well, no, I must be over 400. I was already at 640 when I
I didn't
started.
say 400.
Oh, no,
You're
yeah.
over 500.
Yeah, that's true. I was 460 this morning.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Well, man,
Yeah,
and it's not me. It's the people. I mean, hell, they actually went there, so that's incredible that they went there. And the
well, I
icon.
definitely saw structures. I mean, your earlier videos, remember all the square structures and stuff like that?
Yeah,
That's really.
but the sinus iridum one there that I recently got there, it shows the connections as like
Did you ever
neutral
see
wave.
the one that looks like a smokestack? I've seen that in other videos. Have you ever
Yep.
captured that?
Yes, I have.
And
Yes, I
then there's
have.
the one that looks like a satellite.
Yep, towers. I have. Well, the one
No,
in my
it's
last video, I show a radio telescope.
yeah.
It's a perfect circle with a massive tree-like object in the center. I mean, the Chinese radio telescopes, that's what they do. They have them on the ground and they grow massive trees around to take the edge away like that. And it just blends in. It just looks like a roof or something like that. They look like craters on the moon.
What I'd like to do at one point from my channel is have you come on and have you really pop up all your best content,
Yeah.
because I don't mind. I'll screen share
Yeah.
the crap out of everything. I haven't gotten a strike yet.
Well, you won't get a strike. It's my work. You won't get a
right?
strike. You won't get a
No,
strike. It's my
exactly.
work. But I
Yeah.
get a strike for everything. I can't post anyone.
Yeah, but the bigger your channel, the more, especially like
Yeah.
they're gonna try
It's
stuff.
it's monetized. You can't post anything copywritten. No music. Not even hey there, whoa, Goofy. Or you put a little voice of Mickey Mouse. We got a bunch of the groomers are reporting your.
No, I did definitely want you to come on with all of your best content. I love the shortest the shortest space mission. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to show that on my.
Did you like my?
How'd you do that? Like, how'd you
well,
won't tell your secrets there?
No, but I mean, honestly, I look like
how'd
a
you edit
moron.
that?
I'm using my leather chair, and I'm throwing myself across the room in front and pretending that I'm looking at friggin' TIE fighters.
How do you put the space hat? Like, how do you edit that on?
Filter. That's just a regular filter.
Really?
A straight up filter that went on the helmet. I didn't even have a hat on. It was a straight up. I'll let you know what the link is.
I want to see that. I want to do that.
Yeah. It had a lot of fun.
Me and Michelle,
but you're not going to get any movement. So what I did is I'm actually adding shake to the film. I'm slowly turning, looking like
it was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was super well done.
I added the wind, pretending I was screaming in my helmet.
I know it was hilarious.
You see my Star Wars? You see my last video, Star Wars video?
No, the last one I logged on was I checked your space mission one there.
You're gonna think it's sad, bro. I did a Star Wars version of me with Kazoo. My alien. Yeah, the last video.
Definitely, like I said, if you want, because you have a lot of content, and sometimes if it's an hour and a half, I'm trying to do something, Michelle, I'm limited, Michelle, so I don't always get the all of your content, but one live feed with me, take all your timestamps and just explode all of the best content,
Yeah, well, I have videos that I grab all the best content and show it. The trolls, it makes me laugh. Yesterday I posted a video. Oh, the motherfucker is always posting the same shit. This is 20 years ago. Bruce never gets anything new. They're always saying that. And
I think you're one of the only ones that have the original.
It's not that. It's that I have a sinus iridum base. I get 1,000 to 3,000 views, 2,000 views when I talk about it. And me, it's part of my theory. Researchers like David Icke bring up a lot of the same shit that they're talking about to explain certain things.
Yeah.
So if they think that I'm going to hide the base that didn't get any attention, I'm going to bring it out every freaking week because people appreciate it, seeing extra in the story. I get new stuff all the time. It's been friggin' raining and snowing for a week there. I mean, what do you want me to do? Of course, I'm going to go my older research.
I think David Icke is right on 90%. It's no one's 100%.
Regis Weisweg,
alien stuff that he talks about.
Regis Weisweg, thank you very, very much, Jason. Regis Weisweg, he just contributed $50. That was the first contributor who ever contributed the first dollar on this channel. after my mother.
You popped your cherry.
Yeah, absolutely. He was my first. Regis Weisweg, and then John Douglas and everything. And Regis was one of the ones that told me to open the fundraiser, and just let people help with the contributions instead of having me running around telling everyone, well, give money, or send $3,900 because I need a mirror. There's one channel that has it on his cover image, free channel, PayPal. It's like, fucking guy. Oh my God, I need a new pump now. I need a new water pump. Anyways, Regis, thanks a lot, you guys. And to everyone that took the time to subscribe to my brother, I thank you so much for taking the time to help a smaller channel. Absolutely. He's a good guy. I love you, man. And
love you too, buddy.
I hope we're gonna do it again. And don't worry, more and more you'll get some people, and we got to talk about like I know what you're doing now. I told this to my mom, which is your mom too. I said Jason is integrating. He knows a lot about the religion, but now he's sort of sparked on looking at the alien thing. Even though you were already still doing it, I know you're going to do it now. Anyways, Jason, you got to get off because you have to go. So I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, Michelle's right here.
Absolutely.
She doesn't want to come on camera.
I know you're going to do it now. Anyways. Bye, you guys. I'll talk to you later. And I thank you very much, Jason.
All right. See you, buddy. Love you. Thank you so much to all of Bruce's minions for coming on my channel too.
Thanks a lot, man. Magic. He's gone. I get to flush my brother. Thank you so much, guys. It was a beautiful stream. Regis Feischwig, thank you so much, man. Love you, bro. It means a lot, Regis. Thanks for the generous contributions, and everyone for the generous contributions. Thanks for letting me present my brother on at the same time. And I was expecting there to be a lot more trolls saying, "Oh no, is this a religious channel now?" It wasn't about religion. It was actually really, it was a little bit about religion. It was interesting. We're trying to find out the truth, and I'm trying to do it without, spending our days reading Bible passages. So I think it's a lot more interesting that Jason's referencing about Enoch and stuff. My brother's link is in the description of the video. There's no force, no reason for you to go over to the channel and subscribe if you're not interested. But if you don't mind and you do want to encourage a creator, go give him a few subscribers. It'll encourage him and maybe attract a few more people over to the channel. I didn't get a chance to talk much about the comments and stuff, but honestly, I'm happy I let my brother come on and talk to everyone. Not having a big community, it really sucks because you can't get your message out to more people. And I did want to let him talk. I'm happy he did because I always like chatting with my brother. So Jason, thanks a lot, man. I love you very much. And keep up your good research and everything. And I hope to see you again on the channel. That was very, very fun. And I'm happy to have had the chance to present my brother, who I love very much, to my my amazing online family. If you hear goats or sheep going, dude, dad, yeah, you know who they mean. Yes. If we populate the moon with those people called Moonians or Moonites or Moonanites, I wonder. Thanks again, Dan, for the generous contributions, you guys. Regis, everyone, Julie, Darla, and everyone who contributed. And I have to go down the list of names now because there was a lot, the stats, and everyone exposing fakes again, which I just missed. Unfortunately, thank you very much. Egyptians knew a lot. They actually did. He's exposing fakes. He's getting good in his research and checking out a lot of stuff too. I love seeing youth and young people get smart and do a lot of research. Exposing fakes. You'll have to come on my channel one day. We'll do some research together. Maybe at Christmas. Maybe I'll have you over at the house for Christmas if you live around here. That was interesting, and it's thank you so much, Gate Smasher. And it's how we discuss what we know. Good time, Bruce. And I thank you, and I thank you so much for those contributions, man. But I also thank you for allowing my brother to talk about the religious part and all. I believe that we did keep it pretty interesting. I was doing it on purpose. I was even laughing with him. You talk about Muhammad, and stuff. I think it's healthy that we play around and that we can laugh at each other. I miss that. I'm a comedian. I used to love the laughter that comedians used to do, and as we used to laugh at each other, and then it became without good taste. And OTW News, thanks for coming in, brother. At the same time, you guys can also check out OTW News, another cool guy, Pat. I went to school with Pat. Pat was we're the same age, like we're about a year difference or something. We were in the school together. So basically, if Pat and I are online researching, we learned fuck all at school. School did not teach us anything. Excuse the expression. Maybe he learned something. I didn't have teachers that were there to help me teach. I have one teacher that told me I was going to be on television when I was older, and that's all my French teacher said. That's the only teacher I appreciated. Lisa Eckerly and everyone, thank you so much for being here. Those of you waiting for me to reply if I got any of your mail, I promise in the next 2 days maximum, I will be going down. I usually only go down the 22nd, but I'll try to get down ahead of time. But don't worry, I promise to confirm each and every one of the things you sent. Good news. I wasn't going to say it, but I did anyways. This morning, I sent a family member to pick up with my extra key anything that was in the mail, so that nothing will be damaged or not. So I did get something in. I don't know from who, maybe from 2 people. So I will be confirming that to you all. Lots was happening in that era. Hey, thank you so much, Exposing Fakes and everyone. I really had a nice time. I'm sorry for not having answered more questions, but I'm happy that Jason had a chance to talk. Really sucks, you're on a channel and no one's listening and you're doing research. But of course, when you go on to Jason's channel, you know how it is. You want something, you disagree with something he says, let it rip. He's like me. He's not afraid of trolls, even though he gave his Christian point. He has no problems dealing with any trolls. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he better get trolls, because I was trolled all my life. If he doesn't get any freaking trolls, I'll be pissed. I'm just kidding. He's ready for them to come in, the trolls and everything. So, I love you guys a lot. Everyone, thank you so much. And I hope to see you in the comment section. I didn't answer the comment of the last video, but I'm not done. And I will be answering the comments. I'll be back to making more videos. It's snowing. It's raining. It's not good weather, but of course, they keep coming to videos. And we'll be talking about a whole bunch of things here. I thank you all newcomers that came to the channel, and for any contribution that I missed. Thank you very much, Julie, and everything, and everyone. Dan, thanks again, you guys. If we populate the moon with those people, I read that before. Everything was screwed up here with the messaging. Tanya and everyone, thanks a lot for subscribing to my brother's channel. So anyways, I am going to get off. Regis, thank you very much, you guys. I love you all so much, and I can't say it enough. My brother's very happy. He's honored to have had just even one of you to go over to his channel and subscribe. So if you find his videos boring, let him know. Keep him busy. Be honest. If you're interested, stick around and comment. If you're not interested in what he's saying, don't leave a comment. Leave. It's that simple. And I greatly appreciate it. Why does Satan have boobs? Last question. Is that why I'm unimpressed by Pride movement? Well, yeah, apparently Satan does have boobs, and apparently a very beautiful. It's funny, eh? They say that there's no angel women. That's a little. I have to look that up. I'm going to have to look that up. either way, I never let big boobs win me over anyways, even though I enjoy them. But anyways, we're getting off topic here. Thanks a lot, everyone. And mayonnaise, bonjour. And to all commenters that I miss, I'm very, very sorry. But there'll be more live streams. Wednesday live stream coming up. Another podcast coming up. We'll be talking about maybe the Dulce base or the Skinwalker Ranch. I'd like to do maybe a bit of some interesting research on that too. And of course, I'll be watching the skies this evening. Talk to you all very, very soon. Everyone, love you so, so much. I can't thank you all enough. Bye for now. I'll see you later. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be on tonight.